So, we don't have a voicemail this week.
Mwah.
No, it's okay, guys. It's okay. It's been busy. But we should cue intro.
Cue intro!
You'll be sorry, you fools! You idiots!
Ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
I don't know about you, Miss Kitty, but I feel so much yummier.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it.
And welcome back.
Hi. Hey. I'll be a pup sub. I love your shirt,
I'd
Joe.
break for pub subs.
All I got is flamingos on my shirt.
Oh, you faggot.
Sorry, I was dressed for a networking event I just got home from.
It was, well, you look lovely. But that's right, guys.
Thanks.
It is time
Hey,
for another lunch
welcome
break
back
here.
to Season 6, Episode 23 of Beards and Sundries.
Sorry, I forgot that part comes next.
Boo.
Because you guys wouldn't shut the fuck up and let me do it.
Surprise.
23 and me. Have I made that joke before?
They're bankrupt.
Probably.
Probably.
They are a joke. But it is time for another lunch break here at Beards and Sundries, the shop where three gay men with beards do inventory on a new sundry in each episode.
My name is Jay, and I'm specifically going to travel to France just to be drawn like somebody's French girl. And I'm going to be the one-legged prostitute.
And then your leg will be used for a lamp at Christmas time.
Yes.
Yes. It's an award.
I'm Anthony, the guy you flew halfway across the country just to hook up with. Who ghosted you?
Ooh.
You're
Use
lame.
points.
But I flew first class.
First class, business class, X-Men business class. And I'm Joe, and I'm in row 69. And
Planes don't go that
means
far, you dummy. No, I'm kidding.
My plane does. And that means that today's sundry item is...
My name is Jay, and I'm specifically going to travel to France just to be drawn like somebody's French girl. And I'm going to be the one-legged prostitute.
And then your leg will be used for a lamp at Christmas time.
Yes.
Yes. It's an award.
I'm Anthony, the guy you flew halfway across the country just to hook up with. Who ghosted you?
Ooh.
You're
Use
lame.
points.
But I flew first class.
First class, business class, X-Men business class. And I'm Joe, and I'm in row 69. And
Planes don't go that
means
far, you dummy. No, I'm kidding.
My plane does. And that means that today's sundry item is gay travel. Why gay travel? Because it's travel, and it's during Gay Pride Month, so gay travel.
And all we're talking about is Puerto Vallarta. That's it.
Palm
Nothing
Springs.
else.
Oh my God.
Puerto Vallarta.
That's right, Beardos. We're chatting about travel today, trips we've taken, upcoming trips, and trips we would love to take someday. After the break, we're going to chat yet again about the unofficial cruise line of the Beards and Sundries Market, and today we are going to wrap up our episode with a trip to the market's newly opened travel desk. Don't set your expectations very high. But before we talk about planes, trains, and automobiles, how about this week's lack of a voicemail?
It's the summertime. It's getting harder to call, and we're also recording on a Monday again, and so our episodes release, and there's not very much time. So, boys, remember, we started recording on Mondays usually.
Yeah, we release fast.
I can't go very long. Like, I just gotta
Not-
finish.
I would try to eat you really fast before I got flaccid.
And then I have 45 minutes of crying ahead of me.
God.
I'm
45?
done.
Must be a good day. What a networking event.
That's I had alcohol, so it makes me speed up my crying.
Speed up my crying.
Speed up my rapid crying. Rapid date. I'm on new medicine, so I can actually, not take forever to to what were we talking about? Finish. We're talking about coming. What was the metaphor we were using?
No, I was talking about fried chicken.
Arrivals.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, fried chicken.
Ooh,
though.
rivals.
Like that movie?
Yes, just
No.
like the movie, actually. It's the same.
Okay, where are you guys going this summer?
Well, hang on. We got to do the whole
Hang
transition.
on.
What
Stop
are we-
getting the
what
intro
are
out of
we-
order, you loser.
You said we weren't supposed to waste time, so I'm ready.
Oh. Well, Joe, do you think I could find thongs in the sundries aisle? And I'm not talking about flip-flops.
I was like, the ones on my feet?
No! I'm talking about the ones that
in
go up your
Australia.
butt crack.
My mom's like, what else would you wear that's called a thong? I don't get it.
They'll be like, the gays on Twitter are like, check out my new swimwear. And they're fully ass up. And it's like the thinnest, barest piece of fabric.
One
covering
thread.
their
Fishing
butthole.
line.
Or nothing.
That's true. It's like just the ass cut out. Look at my new swimwear.
They're because they're always face down, ass up on the bed.
Look at swimming in jizz.
Swimming jizz. Oh, God.
Oh God, my eyes are burning.
It's the chlorine. Oh, but if you guys are new to the show and you're wondering just what the hell a sundry is, the term
God.
comes from an old English word meaning odds and ends. Now today, it's used mainly in retail as a way to group together items that don't typically have a group of their own. So, as three very fishy and travel package loving gay men with beards, we are using the term to group together the wide range of topics that we cover.
Wow.
Joe, where did you get those glasses from? Please say Ralph Lauren.
Versace.
Goosey.
Goosey. They're
These were
Hermes.
$637.
Bivilgargi.
I got them at Spencer's, the same place I got these earrings.
At Bulgogi.
Luxury.
The finest.
We aren't porn stars anymore.
With Herman's handbags.
One time I got banged to death, and then I got banged back alive.
Thanks,
Miracles.
Miracles. Other handbags are too many zippers. Sorry, Charo.
Sorry, Charo. I don't have enough hands.
Charo.
I don't have enough hands.
Okay, now
So-
back to my original question.
Yeah, to
Where you all
answer
going
your
this
out of
summer?
order question, it's funny you mention that, Jay, because actually, right now, as of this episode drop, Anthony and I are in Florida visiting my family.
That's not entirely true. We'll be one day away from it as of
Oh,
this
yeah, that's
episode
right.
drop. But, you know,
Yeah, it's
Wishful
the fish
thinking.
glasses that got me. They got me all
it's
messed
just
up.
got you fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
You heard of the rose-colored glasses. Now you're from the goldfish-colored glasses.
Tell you 10 million strong and crowning. But so let me rephrase that. Tomorrow.
You don't have to rephrase it. Leave it in.
Anthony.
It's content.
Well, okay. All right. It's
Fuck
in.
it.
Fuck it. We'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
But 1 week from the day of this recording, we will be in the air flying to Florida.
And
for
boy, will my
you.
arms be tired.
Actually, 24 hours from today of recording, I will be in the air to Houston.
Ooh, Houston.
Wow. So,
You love concrete, don't you?
I'm taking
Ooh,
it.
a floodplain.
It's humid.
Good.
It's gonna be real. I'm gonna be real wet, right? Just everywhere,
Everywhere.
and not fun wet, like yikes
Everywhere
wet.
except for where you want to be.
Yeah, I'm gonna be wet in all the wrong places.
Sounds like a single.
I was like, did I wet in all the wrong places?
I love
I
that
got
it's to the tune of
sweat in
Looking for
low
Love.
places.
Where the ball cheese drowns.
Yeah, but at least yours is like fun travel. Mine's literally a 24-hour trip of work travel.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's a busy week for me.
We're very excited because we are. My sister through her workplace got us some discounted tickets, and we
Hell
are
yeah.
going to go to on I think Wednesday. We're going to go to both Universal Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios with the Park Hopper Pass.
I
And then
really
the
want to
next
do that.
day, we're going to go to Universal Epic Universe, and everything that I've heard about that place is that it really is epic. So I'm very excited. They're actually they're capping the number of tickets they're selling every day because they don't want the park to get overcrowded, because apparently it's that amazing.
I'm moving into Frankenstein's castle. It's very my aesthetic.
That's because you fit in.
I know.
I
You're
haven't
right.
been to Universal.
That is how I walk and talk before my coffee in the morning, Jay.
Don't talk to me before I get my first cup of coffee.
See how uncomfortable it is for me to be saccharine sweet?
But keep
Don't
doing
talk
it.
about
I kind of like it.
First margarita, Mexico.
I haven't been to Universal since 2007, and I would love
Oh?
to go back.
I went around that time for a marching band trip with WVU, and that was when the Hulk roller coaster was like brand new, and it was awesome.
I love
went-
that roller coaster.
I went and rode the Twister ride, which still existed back then.
Oh, the one that like I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Just stood on the ledge and
Yeah,
you watched
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
scene at like the movie theater scene, and it was so funny because like all the wind's blowing, and I remember like leaning into one of my friends, and I was like, I think we had a stronger wind in Kansas the day we left for this trip. I'm
back in the
funny.
day of bitchy Jay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Now that ride's gone because I don't
Yeah,
know,
it's
Twister's
gone.
like old or something.
I remember that ride. It was cool when the roof almost
Back in
like
my
falls on you.
day,
Like,
I Yeah, it was kind of exciting.
What was we were watching Bowen Yang and what is his name?
Matt
was it?
Walsh, I think.
Is it Matt Walsh? Is it really
that's
Matt
his name.
Walsh? I keep wanting to say Matt Walsh, and that feels wrong. Anyways, we watched them.
Let me consult
do
the
a little
computers I have in
tour.
front of me.
And what was the ride that they really enjoyed? That was like one of the virtual rides.
They liked the How to Train Your Dragon one. The roller coaster they went on was really cool.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm excited
No,
to go.
it's
on
not
some of
Matt
these.
Walsh.
When we last went to Universal, we went to Islands of Adventure. Joe and I got there like 8 a.m. Like we got there like right as the park opened, so that
Matt
we
Rogers.
could be Matt Rogers. I was like, Matt Walsh, isn't that the guy? John Walsh is who I'm thinking of.
And I'm
The
thinking
guy
of
from-
Brandon Rogers. Move, I'm gay.
Move, I'm gay.
Being gay in the
just
workplace
has all
has
the
its perks.
That was gonna go down in history.
Oh man.
Classic. But yeah, we got there early and we got on the Incredible Hulk like first thing because it's like the first thing you get to right as you go through the gates, and we rode it twice in a row because we were able to just get off of it and get right back on it.
Yeah. Oh, and then there's also the classic Jurassic Park. Well, now it's Jurassic World, but that ride is just iconic, and it's a must.
And I know I know, J.K. Rowling, but
I know, but I want to go to Harry Potter World too. I was hoping
I'm gonna
you
get the
would say
butterbeer.
that.
I'm already
want to
paying for
go.
the ticket.
I
I'm
want
not
my
buying
goddamn-
anything there.
I
Other
want my
than
goddamn
butterbeer.
wand. I want to try it. It's
I already
get
have
it.
my wand. I already paid for it before she was, before she outed herself as awful.
And
I mean, she's a
want some of
bitch.
that fucking butterbeer.
The butterbeer. That's what I want. That's what I really want is the butterbeer. Because I
6
want
gallons.
to eat food at I guess we're gonna be at the new one the next day, but I want to eat food in like that little restaurant
Oh.
they ate at that has like the Frankenstein and the vampire themed food, like the Dracula
Yes.
themed food. Yeah, I want to eat there
Yeah.
because they got a lot of meats. And like I told you before, Beardos, I can eat a lot of meat. I can fit so much fucking meat in me.
I don't know. It sounds kind of fishy.
Yeah, that does
Thank
sound
you.
nice. So I went in 2007 on my band trip. We drove all the way down there, and we competed, and I don't even remember competing. I just remember going there. Oh, and going to the beach. We went to Cocoa Beach, and we ate somewhere, and then we were leaving. I was like, I think it's a hooker over there, and so I like picked up my camera and snapped a picture and forgot my flash was on, and so like I was like.
On your what? Your Sony Xperia
My 5
Pro
megapixel
Shot
like red
Canon.
camera. Oh my
Yes.
God. So you couldn't
Yep.
even fake it being a phone. You just had to be
No,
like, well,
no. Surprised
You
you
got
charged me. And I was like, no, I'm a minor. I'm still 17.
I thought you looked like Britney Spears.
But yeah, that was when I went to Universal. I would love to go back. So
Yeah. I'm
you
very
guys gotta
excited.
stop planning trips when I'm not ready.
But you're not taking us to Greece, so there. We're
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, and you didn't take us to Colorado, and you didn't take us on your last cruise, and
Yeah,
so I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, you're always supposed to take me, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't take you.
Now that I think about it, you would have definitely been invited. I'm sure, like Joe's parents would have. Joe's mom for sure would have
Oh.
loved.
Oh, I
They
know.
want you to come
I was
with
like,
us.
I still need to meet her. I just need to. I feel like life lately has been so fucking chaotic. It's really hard to play.
Oh yeah, and fast.
I was so exhausted this morning just thinking about everything we had to do today.
Yeah.
Just this week alone, I am in exhaustion mode. And this morning, I was at work talking, and I was like, "It's 10:30 a.m. and I'm already grouchy and tired for my week."
I got to work this morning. I was fine. And then I got like 30 minutes into work, realized that everything was fucked from the last 3 days. And I was just so fucking mad. I was like, I want to mulligan this whole day. I just want to go home and just start over because fuck all of this. And then I know I've got all this shit we got to do. We got to do yard work. We got to go record 2 episodes of the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, listeners. Next week, when you listen to us, we're recording it the same night. So I hope you love us.
But we might be wearing different clothes to give you the illusion.
The
of a different
illusion.
episode.
I won't. That's way too much work.
As Dua Lipa would say, the
Fuck off. We're literally going to stop recording and then hit record again. Now I'm
Yeah.
doing nothing.
Nothing. Not a goddamn thing.
Not a goddamn. What is not a goddamn thing?
So besides Universal Studios, do you guys have anything else planned? Or I mean, Florida.
We're staying with my sister for the first couple of days. She's actually going to let us borrow the extra car they have because her boyfriend has a company car that he uses. So we don't have to pay for any hotels or rental cars. So that's going to be really nice.
Shit.
And then middle of the week, like Friday, I think, we're going to drive over to my parents over in Chiefland, Florida, and then spend the rest of the weekend with them, and then do something nice with Dad for Father's Day, and then we fly back Monday.
Very nice. Sorry, I was
Yeah.
in mid drink. You just surprised me.
Having a Popo
Yeah.
Pico.
Popo Eco. God, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's episode 1, bitch.
I was like, that is
we're not
way
gonna
back.
we're not gonna give anybody any sort of like brand advertising without them paying us. And I was like, no, I'm just like, whatever. That seems like a lot of work.
Now I like tell you every brand. All right, so I put on my Hey Human deodorant today, and then I put on my Ralph Lauren sunglasses, and
Ralph Lauren sunglasses. His sunglasses cost more than my entire desk that I'm sitting at.
those were cheap.
How much were they?
Under 200.
But
199.
over 150?
No, actually, they might have been like 145 or something. They were on sale,
Oh,
which is why I bought
wow.
them.
Wow. Make it 2.
Yeah. Now what, Anthony? Calling me out.
I may
and
not.
you're-
I may not have spent that much on all the sunglasses I've ever purchased in my entire life.
Yeah, that's my cheap.
These were a little bit less than 145.
Sorry, I want to collect one nice thing because everything else in my house is discount cheap.
We're avid collectors of mortgage bills.
I decided to sell, so I didn't have to worry about that anymore. Now I'm just an avid collector of rent.
Have you finished that sale? Has the sale gone
It
through?
is done. My house is
All
sold.
right.
It's done. I've already gotten a text message from the homeowner that she doesn't know how to run my smart home products. She asked her realtor to contact my realtor to ask me to come out and help her, and I said, abso-fucking-lutely not. I
No.
am not your IT specialist unless you want to pay me.
You can fucking Google it.
I told my realtor, I said, tell her that she has kids and that I can only come back and do it if I'm being paid for it because I don't have the time in my schedule to come be a parent.
Right, correct.
You should call your realtor tomorrow and be like, hey, I changed my mind. Can I get the house back?
Which
So I kind of decided I want it back.
at
Gives
the
you
discount price
backsies.
now.
I could imagine. I after we moved into our house, there were several times that I kept being like, what is this? And how do I operate this? And like, what is this? And you know how I figured it out? I just tried stuff.
Yeah.
I just kept trying stuff. And if I didn't know, I'd Google it because we live in that age.
And I'll be
And
honest,
so we can.
people pleaser me wants to go out and be super nice and super helpful and be like, listen, this is how it works. Let me give you some notes and all. But realistic me has set these boundaries where I'm like, I cannot do this for you anymore.
You don't owe her nothing.
I owe you nothing. I
stole fizzy lifting drinks.
I don't. Now we have to clean everything. You lose.
You lose. You get nothing.
You didn't operate the smart home software correctly. Good day, madam. The AC unit's going to go out next year. Good luck.
You're going to learn how to use it on your own. But I know, I felt good because my realtor was like, I think that was a really smart decision. I was like, oh, thank God, because it feels bitchy, but I have to set the boundary.
No, let the realtor be bitchy. It's part of their job.
You don't have time for that. I think that's like a weird ask, especially after you included a bunch of free shit with the house, especially after all the links you went through.
Did we talk about this, by the way, on any of the previous episodes about kind of how the last of the sale went? Or have I just told you guys?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I knew about it because we talked about it on the therapy pod last week.
Oh, my God. Oh, Joe, I will tell you really quick. So basically what happened was, it's the day before sale. They did their final walkthrough. Yeah, put your ear to the microphone. It's the final walkthrough, and we're getting this text message because there were a couple holes in the drywall in the garage, which it's a garage, so I didn't even think anything of it. They were on the inspection report, so they're aware.
Yeah.
I'm being told that we didn't tell them. We should send them at least $500. This is stupid, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, well, they can't cancel the sale because she would lose her earnest money, and that's a big deal. So I told my realtor I was so pissed because I have bought them a new roof out of pocket. I've done all this shit. I left them a bunch of free furniture. I've left them all this stuff. And I told Toby, I said, you tell her that if that's the game she wants to play, I will drive out tonight and I will yank every free item out of that house. I will yank out all of the paint that I left for it. I will yank out the light bulbs because those are not required to be there. I will yank out the free furniture, the grill,
the fizzy lifting drinks.
Yes. And I sat there and went, which is all of this is going to cost way more than they're asking for those two stupid things that are way cheaper to repair. And I was like, I'm not here to be nice. I'm pissed off because I've been nothing but a gracious seller this entire time, and I'm done.
Yeah. And we know everything there is to know about holes around here, so...
We're hole spurts.
I'm really good at filling them.
Insert bad laugh track.
Hold on.
It's still not funny. Oh, thank God.
Oh, God. But anyways, yeah, so... Sale suddenly went through very smoothly after that. And
I bet it did.
I lost it. I was like, I cannot believe you're being this after you
can't.
know.
You can't.
It's
that
not
realtor,
who I would
you just
be.
know she thought she was going to get it because you were nice.
And I was like, I'm going to show you how not nice I am if you want to push these boundaries. I will yank the mailbox out of the yard.
If this is the type of person who's going to like ask you to come out and show her how to work the software in her own home, then of course she's going to make a fuss about fucking holes in the garage.
To be fair, I do think that hole in the garage wall thing was all the realtor. The homeowner, when I met her during the signing, seemed extraordinarily grateful and thankful. She said this is the nicest house she's ever owned. I'm like, oh, sweet pea, this is like beginner home. Good for you.
Stop.
Anyway, sorry, we went down that path. Where are you traveling to? No,
we traveled down the wrong path. But let's get things back on track.
What are some of your favorite trips that you've ever taken? Like, give me just one that comes to mind and why you loved it so much.
Our cruise was a very good one to me.
Oh yeah,
it really was.
Definitely.
Yeah,
it was.
I know we talked about it a lot. Jesus,
it was
so
genuinely. It was probably my first trip post my terrible ex that I felt real freedom and happiness and growth in myself from when I was traveling. I just did not have my normal surroundings, and I could experience life with me because, I had my own room, and I got to love me, which I've grown from that trip. And then on that trip also, I was with you boys, which was just a genuine fun time. We had 7 days together that we didn't hate each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is wild because I get sick of people so fast.
I do too, which is why I do separate rooms, because I have to have my space
yeah.
to just
That was
feel
smart.
free.
It was smart to have the connecting ensuite door, but still have like our own.
That was unintentional. I didn't know we got that until we
Oh,
got
That
on
was
the ship.
really nice. I thought we were gonna just like do the thing where
Share
we
the
open
balcony.
up the balcony to where we share it, and then like
I kind of
that
loved our
would be
thing
the way
more.
that we connect. But then having that little door was nice.
Because we set it up to where like we would open our side when we're ready to communicate, and if we didn't want to, we'd shut it, and it was
Yeah,
fantastic.
perfect.
It was
Yes.
a good system.
If you go with your friends, I recommend it.
If you're going with friends that you like, I recommend it.
If you don't like them, then get a solid wall.
The gentle rocking of that ship. Oh, I had the best nap of my life on that ship.
Yeah,
Such a good nap.
So
nap.
fucking cheap
Yeah.
It was
compared to the cruise I am going on in September. Fuck me, that was cheap.
I still can't believe we booked it that same weekend, like that we just hung out after for the first time in like years.
8 years.
Well,
It
we
was so
are
wild.
going to
7
talk about
something.
Carnival after the break, so let's save the discussion for later.
Okay.
What about your favorite trip, Anthony?
Actually, I like our trip to Estes Park, the couple of times that we've been up there, but specifically the one that we did where we stayed in that little, not the lodge, but the like duplex cabin right off the river. You remember
Oh
that
yeah,
one?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they
I
had
liked
the
it
room that
too.
was locked, and I was like, I'm going to get into the room. And I did. It was a whole other bedroom.
Yeah, that was how they would sell the rental as a 2-bedroom or a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom. They just locked the door to the second bedroom.
It was like locked from the inside. Like you had to have a key, or you had to be able to, pick a lock.
It was one of those interior doors, right?
Yeah, I just forced the lock. It was super easy.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I
But yeah.
used a butter knife. But anyways,
Was that the one when we went to go see Florence for our first wedding anniversary?
it was
And that was incredible
Yeah.
too.
because not only did we do this trip because it was our first wedding anniversary, we were up there. We went through the Rocky Mountain National Park. We hiked up into the Rockies because it was pre the open season for the roads to be open, so they wouldn't
Yeah.
let you drive all the way through, but you could park in a lot and the rangers let you walk. And so
Yeah.
we walked up through there. It was absolutely beautiful.
Very beautiful.
If I remember to, I'll put photos here, but if I don't, forgive me.
Well,
Yeah, sorry, we're
my
all busy
favorite,
this week.
Well, my
And
favorite
next.
trip is probably usually the trip that I take to the bathroom after my lunch break when it's time to say goodbye to last night's dinner, if you know what I mean.
God.
No, but really, my favorite, it's hard to pick a favorite, but I'd have to say really high up there was probably the trip that we took to Vegas when we went with our two friends, Will and Nick. And that's when Anthony proposed to me by the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, it was.
Then we went to go see Britney Spears in Las Vegas, and we stayed at the Luxor and got a lot of primo content for that Vegas episode from season 1.
I will never forget. We were
And
in
that's
this,
grotto.
there's a lodge that sits right on the south rim of the Grand Canyon, and they've got a restaurant there, and it's the oldest restaurant at the Grand Canyon. And we went and ate there before I proposed, and the goal was that we would go eat at a specific time so that the sun would be setting, and so that like it was just like this really right time for it. We'd go outside and we'd be over by the ledge, and like I would propose, and if it didn't go well, I could throw myself off.
Right.
Well, thanks for the no.
And I swear to God, there are 4 of us. Our friend Nick,
Laugh track.
God love him, he's so dense.
Yep.
He was not getting it. He was the only one of the four of us who didn't know what was happening. I didn't
Yeah.
tell anybody what was happening, but I knew,
what
that
was
our friend Will
happening.
would like know. And then I figured Joe would know because we've been together for like what, 4 years at that point.
Yeah.
Joe's like, okay, I don't know what's going on.
No.
Yes.
Whoa. Let's walk right over.
So I've got this like book that I had made that had like all the little fun things about our relationship in it. It was a little cartoon book, so each page had something different on it. And Joe was reading it, and at the very end, it asked him to marry me, and I was going to be on my knee, and blah blah blah. And our friend Will is recording it. You can hear our friend Nick in the background go, "This is a really long book." He had no fucking clue what was happening.
Idea. He had no idea.
And I was like, you were the only one. Even the person who was getting proposed to knew what was happening.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that video of like, I think it was people out and their best friends were around and the best friend didn't know that she's being proposed to. And so like what happens is he's like on his knee and one of the other friends like literally like grasps the best friend, cups her mouth and like drags her back.
Drags her away. I have
'Cause
seen that one.
They knew she was going to go like insane and you could see her go, whoa. They're like dragging her
grabs her.
back.
Yeah.
She's like, what is that Kristen Wiig character who she gets way too excited?
Oh,
Target lady.
I can't tell
no,
you.
no. It's the one in the sweater where she's like, I can't tell you something.
Yeah.
Sue, I think
Yeah.
her name is.
I don't remember.
think.
I know. I was
Anyway.
like, don't remember her name, but I definitely remember the acting of it. But
Yeah. Well, what about you, Jay? What's one of your favorite trips? I guess you already did say the cruise with
He
us.
did the cruise. Well,
it was
how
like
about
the
we
cruise
do
with you.
one more rotation with a question, then we'll go to break. How about that? So, how about what is a trip that you want to take, Jay?
ooh, honestly, okay. So I've booked it, and this
Oh.
is my first international trip, and I've been wanting to experience flying somewhere international, doing something, and then coming back because I've never done it that way. And so in September, that is my Greece to Barcelona trip, which I am over the moon excited for because I've needed to break that barrier of my nerves of traveling,
Pop the cherry.
and yeah, I need to pop a good cherry.
Finger
and-
that butthole.
Not mine, but something else sounds great. But
Exit only.
Don't worry, John. He'll make an exception for you.
John, I don't know. But if you,
I don't know. You don't want Jay to end up in the hospital.
yeah, you don't want to watch me cry during sex. That's
Just
not fun.
relax. Jesus.
I'm scared. This is my first time. No, I used to do it back in the day. I learned I don't like it. Anyways, but yeah, so that international travel, it's kind of my first trip just to experience something, and I'm so excited for it. Sorry, there's cat hair because Blanche just jumped off me, and it's just everywhere. But yeah, that is a trip I'm excited for, and a trip I've been eager to do. Something international that's not like a cruise to the Caribbeans.
Nice.
What about one of
That
you
sounds-
boys?
It sounds awesome.
I'm so like tits up ready.
It's more of a titties outlook.
Well, one that I've always wanted to do, and I've kind of planned it out over a few years, and I kind of have a general idea of what I want to do. But it would be we would start in Denver, and we would take a train to San Francisco because I think there's a couple of Amtrak routes that connect them, and they're supposed to be really pretty. Then we would take a car and drive up the Pacific Coast Highway and take a couple of stops. We'd, see San Francisco, of course. I've never been. We'd go up north and see like Portland and like Seattle. There's a coworker who's moved away. He now lives in Sequim, Washington, which is right near the border. We'd see him and then go up into Vancouver and explore and, do a little Canada jaunt. And then we'd fly home from Vancouver.
Maybe flip over to Cleveland because we heard it rocks.
No, Cleveland does not rock.
No.
Cleveland rocks.
No.
No?
No.
What about you, Anthony?
Any trip to anywhere but Cleveland. No.
Hey, any listeners, are you from Cleveland? Does it really rock? Because in the 90s, apparently it did.
You know, this one's a tougher one because I've got a few that I really would like to do. I like the idea of doing that long trip with you because it sounds like an extended trip where we just take like 2 weeks and just
I'm
really
thinking like
lose
2 weeks.
ourselves in
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think something that I would really like to do is go up to Alaska and go to some of the more, not necessarily remote parts of Alaska, but like the touristy remote parts of Alaska.
Yeah. Yeah.
To really like get out of, one like cell phone coverage, but also just to kind of get out and about and like into the snow and out in the wilderness and things like that, where I'm just, that type of sense of isolation for me is so comfortable. It makes me feel so at ease.
It'd be really cool to do one of those Alaskan cruises that like starts in Alaska and does a couple stops and then goes to
Yes.
Hawaii.
I would love that too, because Hawaii was way more fun than I expected it to be.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
Which is a
awesome.
weird
I
thing
see,
to
I
say,
see what the
but-
I see what the appeal is about.
It's a cool appeal, but they have to import so much in that it's just such an
So
expensive
much.
cost of living.
It's expensive.
A gallon of milk at Safeway was $8.
I know somebody that sold their house that lived a mile south of me at my old house and sold their house, moved to Hawaii, and is now, this happened like a few months ago, and is now moving back because they're just like, it's too expensive.
I would never move there.
I have a friend who moved there for work with the previous company I worked for, and the rent she was paying on a 2-bedroom, 1-bath it was nice, but it was, definitely older. It was like an old military base. She was paying like $3,400 a month.
And I can tell you,
2 bedrooms, 1 air conditioner wall unit in the guest bedroom.
Yeah.
I can tell you that there's a luxury condo that's just a few blocks away from my apartment that still costs less than that, and it's like luxury.
Yeah. This was not luxury, except for the fact that she was within walking distance of the beach. And so
Yeah,
she could just
that
get out
was
and go to
nice.
the beach anytime. And that was the whole thing, is it wasn't about how nice the apartment was. It was about living in Hawaii for her. And she recently moved back like maybe a year or two ago, after she moved back to Arkansas, which is where she was from. And I don't think she likes Arkansas anymore.
I never have. So
Does anybody?
no, I don't think the people that live there like it.
Well, especially after living in Hawaii and being able to do all these things that you really like to do on a daily basis. Holy shit.
I also would never move to Hawaii because I don't think any white people should be moving to Hawaii because we've priced out the natives and
I think
as
there
much as they
should
depend on
be-
the money from
yeah.
tourism, so they kind of have to like tolerate it, but white people go there and they act a fucking fool.
We act a
But I
fucking
gotta
fool
tell you,
everywhere.
there's some really nice
Yeah,
stuff
that's
there.
true. Yeah, you're right.
We went
but
out to the North Beach one day, and oh my god, it was so beautiful. We just sat out on the beach and watched the waves come in.
it was so nice.
Yeah, that was a really good trip.
But until we can go to the beach, you guys think it's time to go ahead and go take a break?
Yeah.
Let's go to the break.
Let's go get away.
I was just If you want some fun new clothing and want to support a small business, check out hunkytops.com, the queer, Latino-owned clothing site. Beards and Sundries will get you 10% off your first order with the code SUNDRIES at checkout. You can order above 3XL, you just need to hit the contact button and they'll work with you. Again, check out hunkytops.com. Explore their styles and wear your pride. Use Sundries at checkout for 10% off your first order.
You're listening to the Beards and Sundries podcast. The podcast rated 5 out of 6 balls.
Boom, ba-dum,
And welcome back from
boom,
break.
Boom, boom, babe.
Oh,
so much booming.
Well, Beardos, Jay and Anthony are crying because it's time to talk about Carnival Cruise Lines again. And
Oh, man.
there's just so, as Jay said, that trip was so fun that we just keep talking about it because it was so amazing. There's
Well,
always
and
something new we can talk about every time we talk about it.
It established our modern friendship as is now. I think it was a
Yeah.
big, big, big part of what we are today.
I think so
yeah,
too.
I agree with that.
And
we,
so
we
it's
tinkered a lot with slow motion video captures too, and that was a lot of fun.
and high speed caption
Yes.
and alcohol.
And alcohol. Well, I didn't experiment with alcohol.
Yeah, that was just
was
test
already
trials to
experienced.
keep seeing how much I could drink.
and the answer is a lot.
A lot.
According to blood work, a lot.
According to the sangrias.
According to the adult only deck. A lot.
I was like, according to my kidney and liver function, apparently a lot.
Now, Jay just mentioned the adult-only deck. Have you guys heard about this? Apparently now they're doing adults-only cruises.
Yeah,
through
we talked
Carnival?
about it last
We
week.
talked about it last week.
Oh, we did? Okay, cool.
We heard about it on this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
You're breaking news from our own breaking news.
That's right.
Breaking
All
news on a
Carnival, all the
podcast.
time.
We're learning things we already knew.
Breaking
Did
news,
you guys-
we're talking our own stories.
Did you guys know that we went on a cruise? Did you guys know that Anthony and Jay drunkenly bought cologne they liked at the store, but then they hated it when they got out of the store?
I didn't hate it, but it was like the next day when I tried to put it on and I realized, I was like, I don't like this.
I just
I don't like,
remember
this was
being
not
like,
as nice as I remember thinking this was my new scent.
we're,
Signature.
we're both in the
were
store
so
like,
in it.
this is our new set. And we like went and bought it. And the girls at the register like, yeah. And then like the next time, like, it's nice.
Jay's checking out and he's got like 2 sangrias in like the fucking beer helmet, and it's like connected to a straw, and he's like, "That smells great."
That's my new set.
And I'm out there with one of those IV stands with a basil drop just in my arm.
This is why the 3 of us really should go to Vegas together, because it's just a Carnival cruise line but a whole city.
I mean, we should because
But
we've
spread out.
we've got
Yeah.
a Beardo in Vegas that I'd like to go and like hang out with at some
Oh,
point.
that would be fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope it's a ballad.
It's Dynasty.
I don't know, Falcon Crest? No, that would be fun. I think that would be great.
Yeah.
I agree. And also, he sings opera. I don't know if you guys knew that, but he does. And
I
he's
do
good.
remember him telling
He's
me
very
that.
good.
We can compete. We can sing together. Ah, let's go. I'm ready to sing all drunk in the streets and pick
Jay's
up the
gonna be
little
like-
slut cards.
Jay's gonna be like, "Get ready for me now, 'cause I'm a comer. Get ready for me, ha, my heart's a drummer."
Don't hurry on my parade.
And then he gets hit by, and then you get hit by one of those driverless taxis.
Yeah.
It's like at the end of Scary Movie.
No. Or
You
just
get hit by somebody test driving a Maserati.
a hooker kicks me in the nuts, and I was like, "Ha! That's the one that's missing, you bitch."
And then they flip a card on you. Come see the girls tonight.
Yeah, I'll never forget walking through that Vegas strip, and they were just like, "Come see the girls," and we were all like, "We're gay," and he's like, "We got those too," and I'm like, "What the fuck? You just pulling out janitors from the back or something?"
When on the
That
trip we were
Mike
talking
is the one who's
about,
not very magical.
on the trip we were talking about earlier with our friends, whenever I proposed to Joe, we went to Vegas after the Grand Canyon, and we're walking through downtown Vegas, and one of those card flippers is getting us. He's like, hey, do you guys like sweaty, glittery boobs are the words he used? And I was like, I didn't
was
like
like-
any of that.
I was like, you had me until boobs.
Sweaty, glittery boobs. I was like,
I love
we're all
sweaty,
gay.
glittery something.
Stacks of pancakes.
Me. Sweaty, glittery me.
You wonder if those guys like owe people money. He's like, I'll take my dick out right now and show it to you. Just please go, please.
They absolutely
He
owe
like,
people money.
like snaps a picture of his dick on a little card and it just prints out and he's like, ah.
Oh God, you gotta go. You gotta show them this at the door.
flick,
They'll know
flick,
who sent you. I owe Vinny $20 and he's gonna take my leg off.
Oh God, I owe the shark so much. From Shark Tank, not like. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, I thought you meant.
No,
I thought
from
you meant,
a Shark Tank. It was a real shark.
Oh, I thought you meant the Game Shark, the thing you would
My
connect to your
stupid little
Nintendo
fucking
64
brain
for cheat
just
codes.
like switched over to like a shark standing by a pole, and he's just like waiting for his money, flipping a coin.
He's there.
With the
you
fin.
got my $20.
It's Bruce,
got-
the shark from Finding Nemo.
Oh my God!
He's like,
yes.
you got my $40, but it was $20, Vinny. Last week it was $20.
Last week, I'll bite your kneecaps.
I'm bringing the snapping turtle.
So Carnival.
I still have my bingo daubers from that bingo tournament we played in.
Oh yeah, you do, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yep, they're on the floor behind my desk.
Why don't you dob something right now? Dob me, Joe.
Hold on.
Dob
Get
me.
up, yeah, get
Dob
down
me
there,
right
get down
there.
there, get under there, get under
I
that
want
desk
you to
where you belong,
dob me
boy.
so good right now.
Yeah,
oh, is
fucker.
that a green dauber? Oh God, I'm so wet. Oh God, I could watch you daub all day.
Oh, bingo, bingo, bingo!
Oh God, B9, B69.
You like that? Oh, show my O face for bingo. Oh.
Beardos, if you wonder how old we are, we played bingo on a cruise ship.
Do you remember that he made
Bingo!
like some? He made some testicle joke, and he goes, "Oh, we all got two," and I was like, "Hey."
Yeah, I do remember that, which is wild because I was probably drunk.
What? It was like 2 p.m. We were surely we were fine still.
It was probably when we were walking around looking for rubber ducks because we became oddly obsessed with it.
And we were stealing them.
We came obsessed with it to like take them and not like share them.
Not
we were
put
just
them
like
anywhere, yeah.
And I remember finding one on the sign to the alchemy bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember somebody had one on their door, and I don't think it was meant to be one of those rubber ducks, but I took it anyway.
It was meant to be an upside down pineapple.
What if the duck was upside down?
What the duck, Jay?
What? The...
That's duck.
What the
That's
duck?
ducky style.
That's a foul on the play.
Quack,
Yeah,
quack.
Daddy. We're gonna do a ducky style. Quack, quack. You want to quack these cheeks?
Quack me, Daddy.
No water off my back.
Get down there and get some bread crumbs. I don't know.
Some Burt's Bees. I don't know.
Ooh, spicy.
I will say one of my favorite things about Carnival is the people watching. And I know we talked a lot about the Tan Man last week, so we're not going to go into that.
Yeah, we did.
Or was it the week before that?
I know.
Anyways, we talked a lot about it recently. And but it's people like that show up on Carnival cruise lines that are just hilarious. But Beardos, if you go on a Carnival cruise, Carnival has an app that you can download that you can use on the ship, even if you're not paying for the Wi-Fi package. That you can message people, and they have little groups and shit like that. So there are two things that you need to do. You need to be on that app, and you also need to go find your cruise on Facebook and join the Facebook group, because there's always one.
And that is broken down if you do it. Like, for example, we were on the Vista, and so we chose the Facebook app, the Carnival Vista, this specific date, which was our cruise
April
date.
2nd to April 9th.
April 9th, yes. And so if you look that up, you can actually see the people on your cruise line that are going, and it is very entertaining.
Pandemonium.
Oh my God, it's insane.
So let me say this really quick. My last cruise was on Royal Caribbean, and the people watching, substantially less fun.
Oh, of course.
And also the Facebook page, dull. So the Carnival experience for watching Facebook and people watching, like, primo.
It's it's part of what I call the trifecta of people watching, which is Walmart, Spirit Airlines, and Carnival Cruise Lines.
So I think one of my favorite things
Domestic
was the guy
abuse.
who went to the Facebook group to complain about being locked in his room by security.
After he beat his wife.
And someone responded, "We saw you abuse your wife at the casino."
Yeah.
And the fucking whiplash I experienced from that was insane, because I was just like, this is America. This is exactly what America is. This dude did not see what he did wrong. I guarantee you, he was like, I was just drunk. That was the problem. Okay, so you're not going to get drunk anymore? Oh, well, no, hang on now.
For that one small second, we were in the Gulf of America.
Oh.
Yeah. Like,
gross.
And I'll never forget the one woman who every post bitched about everything.
Yes.
You love her.
I
love her, Jay.
I love her. She bitched about everything, but I think what made it so great was she bitched about everything with a selfie. And it was always the same stare. There was no facial expression, just a blank stare into the camera. And so
like a
she'd be
mugshot.
like, Yeah, she was kind of like doing that in front of, I don't know, a bar. And then she'd be like, I'm disappointed with this, blah, blah, blah. And it lasted like 2 or 3 days. And then people were like, I don't know why you're bitching so much. And then they like called her out. And it's like suddenly it transitioned. And she had the same face, but she's like, this was a great experience, blah, 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 blah. And it was just, I don't know, it was so funny. And then like the cruise was over and she did the same post and said, all in all, it was a beautiful cruise.
The food was beautiful. I remember some of the good food we had.
I say what you will for a Carnival cruise. I do like the food they have.
If you go knowing what to expect, you're going to have a fantastic time.
If you think you're going and getting like this luxury experience, that's not what they are. But if you set yourself to be like, hey, put yourself in a balcony room because you kind of want that little privacy right there.
You do want that.
Go to the balcony room, no more less. Don't do interior rooms because you're like, I'm only going to sleep there. It's just worth it. So you choose
Starboard
a balcony
side.
room.
Starboard side because you want the Cozumel Pier runners. You want that front row
Oh,
seat.
that is true. If you can try
is
and figure
really
out
true.
where you're actually
Gotta be
what's the
docked.
word I'm trying to think of? Docking. Thank you. We're touching penises. If you know what side you're docking on and you're on that side, you can watch all the people running last second. That is so much fun.
Because
Since
that
I
pier
cut,
is
I know which
long.
side I'm docking
You have
on.
to do a bit of research on that, though.
Yeah, you do. We got lucky. Either that
We
or
got
Jay
really
did the
lucky.
research.
Did we lose people? I swear to God, we lost like one person on the Cozumel cruise.
I don't
runners.
know if we lost.
that the
any.
guy
I've
that
seen
got
them lose
arrested,
We
people.
got really close though because we had people who were running, and I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Or they're
booking it.
on those little like the bike things that people will transport people around with.
Yeah.
They're like on the back
Yes,
of one of those.
yes.
And it's always like some big, super sunburned fat person who can't be bothered to walk.
It was me.
Did
Was
I
that
ever tell
when
you?
we saw the guy get loaded back onto the ship via the infirmary because he got so wasted that he was passed out in the wheelchair and they had to wheel him back
That was
on?
the cruise we took with our friends Bryson and Bradley.
That was 2015. Okay.
Yeah, and
Yeah, that
we
was
watched him
wild.
because he was passed out in the wheelchair, and they
He
had
was
to
out
push him
cold.
back. Like he was out, and they had to
Like, I think they
load
put him in the
onto
infirmary.
cruise with in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
And I was like, how could you have even possibly had fun if you were blackout drunk the whole time?
I was like, you did the drink package off the ship where it's not included.
I mean, anyways.
Did I ever tell you about the time on a cruise that we were really late getting back?
No.
I believe it.
Maybe.
I
So-
believe it. I love hearing. I see the thing I love about Jay Beardos is that Jay will complain about white people things, and then you'll find out that Jay has done said white people thing.
This was not my fault at all. It was our very first cruise. And for the Beardos that don't know, if you take a cruise, you book an excursion through the cruise line, you're guaranteed. You're protected from the cruise ship leaving you. If you decide to book an excursion outside of like Carnival or whatever cruise line you're on, you're not
Good luck.
protected. And so
Yeah.
I'll get into that in a minute. Anyways, so if you go through Carnival, you're protected on the excursion. Well, we were on an excursion, and you have these deadlines to be back to the van or whatever. And we went to the Mayan ruins, and then they brought us to a cenote, so we could swim and all that jazz. The hole in the ground with the water at the bottom.
Nope.
A pool.
Sounds like a pool.
Basically.
a lake.
So, anyways, we went to
Pond?
that, and
Puddle.
we were supposed to be there like an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. Well, we all got back to the van on time. There was a couple that wasn't. And we just were waiting and ended up like the people went out running and looking for them. And we were about to leave them, but they happened to find them, and they caught them fucking somewhere.
Obviously, I knew where this was going the whole
yeah,
time.
like a bad horror movie.
And we got them back into the van, and they ended up having to fill out paperwork because they get billed for that when the excursion is late, because the ships get billed for staying at port too long. So
Oh,
the
yeah.
excursion, it moves that cost on to the passenger.
Yeah.
And so we're 2 hours away from the ship, and we're like driving way too fast down
You
this
were
highway.
2 hours away from the ship?
Yeah, and we're like
Ugh.
flying down the highway, passing traffic, cutting off everything. It was like looking back, I'm like, oh my God, I'm surprised we didn't die. But of course, we're the people on the dock, like running up to the ship, even though we were protected, but we're running back. And I'm like, it's annoying because this isn't my fault.
Yeah.
I was a good person.
And you
I'll
didn't even
take
get
most
to fuck.
expensive fucks for 2,000, Alex.
Yeah, really.
To go on to that, if you take an excursion or something like that and the ship does leave you, you can rent a service that will bring you out to the ship, which costs roughly $2,000. And so then when you get out there and the ship slows down to let you on, you will be billed months later or weeks later from Carnival, roughly $3,000 to $5,000 because you held their trip back. You knocked them off schedule. So all in all,
Holy
if you
shit.
miss the ship, it could cost you $5,000 to $8,000, basically.
So basically,
Jesus.
don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus,
So-
if you get back early, you can watch people trying to get back on the ship to not have
Yeah,
that happen to
I
them. and
fucking
that's
fuck
fun.
on your
love
balcony.
that.
You can fuck on the balcony. That's fun.
Fuck, just fuck.
We got
handle
back.
it
We
right.
were responsible. The three of us, we had that little restaurant thing that I found us in Cozumel. The
That
little
was
resort
cool.
thing. And we
Yeah,
had
it
an eye
was.
on the
Surprised.
ship across the bay. We could see where it was docked because I was like, don't you leave without me. And we got back like an hour early and we were like, because we're good little girls. And we got like drinks and we got ourselves stationed on the balcony to watch the pier runners. And that was primo.
That was
That was a
great.
great day.
I love that. That's kind of my favorite part is watching that
Yeah.
at port. On my very last trip with Royal Caribbean, I actually watched a excursion boat of some sort actually capsize. Something happened, it just
Whoa.
capsized. And so then all of a sudden, like, you're watching all these other little boats like fly out there, and I don't know what
Jesus.
happened, but it was insane. And so then, like, I was like, I don't know if I want to go on any excursions here anymore.
When we got off that at that port where the ship had to be out away from the land because the water was so shallow, so they put us on that water taxi to go out. And you look up at the side of the ship, that's freaky to look at. Those ships are
it's
big,
a
and that
big
wasn't even a
fucking
big
ship.
ship.
Yeah.
The Vista's not even that big, and it was freaky.
I was like, when we were at Royal Caribbean, we were on the fourth largest ship in the world right then, which was the Harmony of the Seas. And I mean, just wherever we were, some dock, we were next to a Carnival ship and something like that. And I was like, Jesus Christ, this thing's huge. It's so big.
I've also read that
I've heard that so many
doesn't
times.
Carnival have their own like little destination thing, kind of like Coco K, but they've got their own thing now. Carnival does,
Yeah.
so that'd be
Yeah.
fun to check out if we ever do another trip.
We'll have to book a little cheap trip sometime soon if you guys want.
I can never
I would love
decide
to.
if I want to go on another ship like the Vista or if I want to check out the Carnival New Orleans or the Mardi Gras, because those ships are big and they look cool, but I'm also like, is it too big?
The thing is the Vista's getting older, so we have to do their newer ships because you do not want to get on a Carnival ship that's older than 10 years old.
Yeah,
They
that's
age
true.
very quickly.
Yes, they
I'm
do.
that way with any cruise ship, though. I Decade is my oldest. You have to hit a newer ship because
You are just like a cruise ship in that way, Jay.
that's how I date my man.
Long, white, and underwater
Big and a little
with-
rust
with-
only.
with a whale tail hanging out.
Just a bit of rust, not too much.
Speaking of thongs, you love that whale tail.
Oh my God! Do you guys think it's time for a
The one that's
commercial?
on fire. I'm ready for the commercial.
Please, for the love of God!
Fireball.
We've been at this for way too long.
Yeah, let's
we're
step
about
off
to
the
get
Lido deck and go to commercial.
we're about to get a bill for that because I just sang just tiny bit of that song.
They can bill me.
And now, for a word from our sponsor, the all-new Carnival cruise ship, the Rowdy Bush.
Mary, I don't see why we have to go to Branson again this year. That's 50 times in 50 years.
Are your vacations feeling a little too regular?
I swear to God, when I married you, there should have been in the vows.
Well, why not take a break from regular and set out on the all-new Carnival cruise ship, the Rowdy Bush? The all-new Carnival Rowdy Bush is the cruise ship built just for you.
Does that mean I can bring my walker?
On the Carnival Rowdy Bush, there's no end to the fun. Come on down to the game parlor and see for yourself.
Holy shit, is that canasta? I love that game.
You'll even find 8 fully staffed bingo halls with fine dining attached.
Oh, hell yeah, Delta Cafe.
And when the sun goes down, the fun really begins with our after-hours cabaret.
Those are the perkiest boobs I've seen since Megan Tilly's shirt was torn off by that rabid raccoon in 9th grade back in 1957.
Just don't get too excited.
Oh God, My chest,
Uh-oh, we got another one. Don't worry, though. Our on-ship morgue is fully staffed, and the Carnival Rowdy Bush is the first cruise ship to offer onboard funerals, free of charge. So why not take a break from regular this summer and hop on board the all-new Carnival Rowdy Bush? Not responsible for heart attack, stroke, or forgetting where you put your dentures.
Don't forget to subscribe to the show so you get a notification every time we drop a new episode.
Well, Beardos, that's a cruise I won't soon forget.
The cruising alone. The cruising on the cruise.
You know, I just love the shrubbery all over the ship. So much bush. And they don't maintain it, so it's super rowdy.
I loved how they took out Guy Fieri's burger bar and just airdropped a Wendy's in its place.
Oh, fuck
They
yeah!
put in a Cafe Cacao that looked like a Wendy's.
Did you guys know that Cafe Cacao is like one of the top 100 restaurants in the nation?
This is one of the top 100 restaurants to see that you could possibly eat at. Did you know that this is a very fine dining restaurant called Cafe Cacao at Sea? Oh, but what I did not like is that if you played table tennis, you only got one ball.
But I did love the cruise director, Savannah. She always said, say bye.
Say bye. But the poop deck was
Very poopy.
very poopy.
So much bush. So much bush.
I recommended that they use what did we say the what was that wax
The
product
poopy moments wipes.
Poopy wax
poopy
strips.
moments poopy wax
Poopy
strips.
wax
That's
strips.
the one.
I'm getting a Brazilian.
What a great
So
cruise.
this is your time, or this is your sign to go book your cruise on the Rowdy Bush by Carnival.
Remember, use code Sundries10 to receive absolutely 0% off your first booking.
Every balcony has a very nice bush.
It's a ride that'll leave you saying,
Also, also, trimmers are included in each room, so you can clean up your bush.
"Oh, I thought you meant like Trimmers the movie, and we can watch it at any time." I was like, "Dope! I love that film."
Every room comes with a Kevin Bacon and a Reba McEntire with a shotgun.
Now, hang on, because
I'm Reba
you're selling
McEntire,
me.
you're shit.
Stop selling me on this. He couldn't even get penetration with the elephant gun.
Something, penis looks like a graboid. I don't know. The jokes are there.
Yeah.
So, moving right along. Jay, do we have any Beardo submitted sundries this week?
We do, and boys, we're recording 2 episodes in one night, and so I'm going to split them up. So if you didn't hear yours
Yeah,
this week
please
that you
do.
sent off, it's coming next week. Coming.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to just limit us to 1 this week.
Okay.
And that means we heard from...
Whoa! Oh my goodness! We just heard from John. Not me, but John from Greece.
Ho! Ho!
Do you believe in love after love?
South Park has ruined me to that because
I
all I
know.
can hear is the even now.
All right. John said, "Hey boys, I hope you're doing well. I'm sending you another audio file. No need to put this at the beginning as a voicemail. You can leave it as a bear submitted sundry. So we're about to hear that." And he said,
I told Jay to put it at the beginning of the episode so we could hear it twice, but he didn't listen.
"Nope, sorry.
He doesn't love you enough, Beardos.
Yeah, I guess not.
No, I wanted to listen to it twice myself. The second time.
I know, he's
me
hoarding
only.
Don't say hoardy it.
He said, "Okay, I know there's no second of all, but I was driving and had to survive the other Greek drivers who drive like apes. Don't judge my English." In the summers,
that's pretty accurate.
in the summers, I visited my village, and for a long time we had no internet. So the only solution to pass time was my Game Boy with Pokemon Fire Red and the TV.
Hell yeah.
After cartoons every afternoon, there were American sitcoms, Friends, and then 2.5
Sorry.
Men, and lastly, Big Bang Theory.
Ooh, 2.5 Men, the Charlie Sheen one.
I can't describe how much I hated all of them, but it was too hot to go play out, so we had to endure the laugh track torture until the sun set a little bit.
If you need help, I can help you describe things in great detail about hating those 3 shows in particular.
God, I was like, all of them suck.
They suck.
Also, Anthony's minimal effort and lack of enthusiasm while reading the script is a total mood.
That is the amount of effort that I give entire portions of my life, John.
During his sex. Anyways, here's what he sent in his audio
The one time
clip.
I don't do that.
Here's his audio clip.
Hey, bruh. Did you miss me? I was a busy boy traveling Europe. Went to Budapest, as you said, in the last episode. So, first things first, the food. Because of course I'm gonna talk about the food. I'm a Taurus, so yeah, it's really important. Also, I was in Hungary, so I was a hungry bitch. So the food was meat as fuck. I didn't enjoy it as much.
Oh no.
So the only solution was McDonald's and Burger King.
Oh.
This was the first time I tried Burger King.
Ah, sorry.
I'm sorry.
So
Sorry.
I went there 3 days straight, and I felt like my insides were melting, like I was doing, like I was harming myself by eating that.
Correct.
Imagine I only eat McDonald's like once or twice a year. Yeah. So second of all, I opened a gay dating app. I was just curious to see the birds of Budapest. And let me tell you, first of all, I don't like dating apps. I fucking hate them. But
so true.
I only had straight dating apps. And things were pretty chill, like let's go for a coffee, let's go see a movie, stuff like that. Like the amount of holes and dicks I saw on the gay dating app was fucking hilarious. Like, I want to learn more about you before I see you naked. Like, what's your favorite movie? What bands you like? What makes you sad, happy? Stuff like that. And then, if all goes well, I will treat you like a sponge, moisten you, wring you out, and leave you dripping on the counter. That's for Derek.
John, I understand you wanting to get to know someone, and I respect that. And I feel like I know you already, so here's my number.
He's about to start listing off things about himself. He's gonna be like, my favorite movie.
I love long walks on the beach, and my favorite movie is Airplane because I'm immature. And
I didn't even go to Hungary, but I'm a hungry bitch.
hungry bitch.
I'm a hungry hippo.
I took a lot away from that. But I also
it took a lot away from me.
I was like, I'm tired now. Where's my cigarettes? I'm not even a smoker.
When you were talking about Burger King and it ruining your body, now imagine being in America where we don't have hardly any restrictions on the additives they put in our foods.
No, it's Burger King.
It is destructive.
Yeah, it's you were getting flame broiled from the inside out.
Sorry,
say it.
It just kept
Say
sinking in more and more. No. It just made me laugh more when I really let it sink in. But yeah, like this whole calorie deficit diet I'm on is difficult because everything we have is just like calories.
Yeah,
everything's calorie rich here.
So dense.
It's so insane. There's nothing you can get healthier foods, but you have to go out of your way to do it,
and you have to pay a lot more for them too.
Every weekday, because calorie deficits on weekdays, I am an angry bitch because I'm hungry. I don't get many options,
and you're not even in hungry.
Also, if you're new to gay dating apps, John, welcome to gay dating apps. That's what it is.
That's why I'm not on them either.
You could probably just use that line about the sponge that you just said in that voice to somebody else, and they would probably just disintegrate in front of you.
John, I also want to
that's
know,
true.
like, how does it feel to have 3 thirsty public men in America just raving about you weekly on a podcast? Like, how does that feel? I want to know
You
what
should
that's
leave
like.
it. I want you to say it to us in a voice memo.
I want you to say it, and I want you to start the sentence off like, "Hey boys," or "Hey bruh, I'm a dirty, dirty boy," and then
And
tell us.
if it has to be in a POV style video, then so be it.
And John, I just want you to be truly happy and find happiness in your life. So I'm better than the 3 of us. So pick me.
Oh, also, don't
But
use
I'm the
Pornhub
single
because they're
one.
blocked in Oklahoma, so don't use that one.
Ugh. Not if you use a VPN.
That's true. A visible penis network.
A very
Yeah, what are
penis
we
network.
Very.
But yeah. So I mean, we thirst after you. Do you thirst after us over there?
Is it these glasses?
Jesus Christ.
Is it these?
I can't believe
massive-
you still have those on. It's been over an hour. It's been an hour
I know.
and like 10 minutes.
He's gonna peel them off for the next episode, and his eyes are gonna just be
He's not gonna
dilated
know
so
what to do.
fucking bad. Mr. Burns on The Simpsons whenever he's like glowing, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm Joe."
After his treatments. Yeah.
Oh, so
Anyways.
anyways,
I
that's
am
all
gonna
I'm,
say that.
that's all I'm using for user content this week.
That's good enough
And
for me.
wow, what a hot episode.
Yeah.
Do you think it's time to move on to the villain of the week?
We better after that. We better cool
Yeah.
ourselves down.
All right.
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
And this week's villain of the week is people who don't practice proper email etiquette.
Oh, yeah. Good one. Good one.
So if you're sending a personal email, I don't really give a shit what you send me. But if you're at work in a corporate environment and you're sending emails to people, there are certain things that you need to watch out for. Such
Emojis.
as if you don't understand something that's happening, remember that when you're asking for people to explain it to you, that you're sending an email and you're not saying it to them in person.
Right.
So don't say, "Can you explain to me why this is?" Because the odds are either
how they're gonna
they
read it.
can and they're not going to want to explain it to you, or they can't and now they're not sure what to say because you sound like an asshole. Even if you genuinely wanted an explanation and you weren't sure, you could say something to the effect of, "Hey, maybe I'm missing something here. Can you help me understand this? I just want to make sure I'm not overlooking something."
Also, do not fucking hit reply all on a company-wide.
Oh
email.
my God.
God.
To company-wide
God.
emails, get out.
I
Fuck off.
never forget the time that IT sent something out saying that we may have issues with this, just be aware. And I received like 8 reply all saying, "My computer's working."
We had one go out.
That shit.
We had one go out for some building in California, and it went to everyone who had a My Company email address, every single one. So then start the cascading flood of, "Please remove me from this email thread. Please remove me from this email. How do I get off this thread?" The very first reply that said that was the payroll clerk from my store. And it said,
fuck.
"Please remove me from this email thread." This employee is sitting on the computer in the admin office all day long. That clerk should know how to remove themselves from an email thread.
I could go all day about this, but we need to end the episode eventually.
We do.
Yes.
Because we need to. So, how about we move on to game time?
Please.
Let's do it.
And this is a game I'm calling Another Quiz from the Internet.
You don't know me, but I know you. I want to play a game. Here's what happens if you lose. You better hurry up. Live or die. Make your choice.
Yay!
If you open up your chat, boys, you're going to see a little link that I sent before we even started this episode.
Oh God, it's fucking spam.
A little bit, yeah.
I got a goddamn virus because of this. Oh God!
So we're going to take
okay.
this quick quiz about where we should travel based off of the website thegayglobetrotter.com.
Bailey Mills wrote this
So
article.
let's go ahead. Yeah, a little stupid little twink.
Little
He probably
stupid
listens
twink.
to this. Sorry, Bailey.
We love you. You're adorable.
You're
in
a cute
Vancouver, so
twink.
you have to listen to
Yeah.
this. because apparently
anyways.
international boys love us.
So let's go ahead and take this quiz together. I did it a little bit earlier just to see how long it would last, and I think it's only like maybe 6 or 7 questions, so it's not that long.
Okay.
Fuck.
Are we taking this together?
Yeah, let's do it together. Okay. So question number 1 is, the perfect afternoon involves, and I'm going to go ahead and pick exploring the village of a small mountain city.
I did the laying on beach with
Good.
cocktail in hand.
I am also doing the laying. No, I'm going to do helping an elephant take a bath because that sounds like fun and something that I can't do here in the U.S.
That does sound kind of enjoyable.
That was my second place one I thought about, but God, just the little mountain town.
Yeah.
Okay, number 2. When the sun goes down, you would like to go to bed is not an option. So I'm going to pick watch fireworks and feast on delicious food during a vibrant festival of lights.
See, I'm debating that one or stuff your face at a street food night market.
So that was something that I've done before.
I'm going to do the street food night market because I ideally will be in a foreign location and I want to try their street food.
I think I want to do the street food night market because fireworks are the same everywhere you go, and I've seen plenty. So stuff your face at a night
I just
market.
thought, like, if there's like food there too, that I was going to get food,
that's
and
true.
the festival. And when we were in Hawaii for vacation a few years ago, we did a night market for food. Remember, because we sat out on the beach, and it was really cool.
It was cool.
The reason why I also didn't pick the fireworks is because I just went to Pride Parade the other day and I ignored it so I could keep ordering drinks. So I'm not focused on the show.
Okay, number 3. If you were a plant, you would be, and I'm going to pick a lotus flower, even though lotus pods make me freaked out, but I love flowers.
I'm going to say a hibiscus flower because I love how pretty I am.
I'm
they're
also going to
tasty,
say
too.
hibiscus flower because our neighbor has lovely hibiscus flowers in her yard, and I got to see them today, and they were.
And we
very
also
pretty,
make
so I'm
great
also gonna-
drinks too.
Hibiscus is just delicious.
It is.
Okay, number 4. Your preferred mode of transportation is, and I'm going to pick by gondola through canals.
Ooh,
I know that's a
100%.
little pointed, but it sounds great.
That is mine.
Yeah,
That is definitely mine.
I agree. What, Jay? You don't want to go on the rice boat?
No, it didn't feel like
What's the
staying away from rice after a couple seasons ago.
There was something on there, and I can't remember what they're called, but they're like tuk-tuks or something like that. Oh, I got there.
If you don't know,
God.
listeners,
Okay.
that's okay.
Yeah, please don't.
Anyways, number 5. When you're on vacation, you prefer to sleep in, and I'm going to say an oceanfront villa.
An
Yeah,
old
I'm also
world
going to go-
colonial inn.
I'm gonna go with oceanfront villa because hut on the beach sounds cool, but there's probably
Hut
not
on
a
the
lot
beach
of like
does sound
air
cool.
conditioning.
I
I
kind
thought
of want
about
to do
that too.
I want to do a floating.
I'd love to go to a flooding hotel. Maybe something called the Titanic.
Maybe the Sheraton in Kansas City.
I'm Jack.
Ah!
I'll pick floating hotel.
Oh, okay.
That's a cruise ship.
Yes. Why do you think I clicked it, dum dum?
I'm going with Dum Dum. I'm going with oceanfront villa.
Okay, and I think this is the last one. The perfect afternoon sip is, and I'm going to go with a glass of fine wine.
So me, a glass of fine wine. It's
Oh,
not
I
the
guess
last
there's
one, you
more
dumb
question.
bitch.
There's one more. I don't know. I only did this.
I'm picking the cocktail.
Yeah, it's Scissor Act cocktail. I thought about that too. That sounded really good. But
The Sister
I don't know,
Act
there's something about-
cocktail. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, last one. I'm pretty sure. If you could wear only one thing at all times, it would be, and the answer for me is flip-flops.
A baseball cap, because then I never have to worry about doing my hair.
Wait, like as in you're only wearing the one thing at all times? You're
I think
otherwise
it's
nude?
just-
Pick one you're most comfortable with.
I
one
think
you
it's
prefer
just
the most.
always
Jesus
what you
Christ.
would wear.
You're
no matter
overthinking
what.
it.
Well, if it's naked, then I'm picking the boa. But if it's
You
just
don't
in
need
general,
qualifiers for it. Just
I'm gonna-
if you could. Okay.
I'll pick the baseball cap for the same reason Jay
Okay.
said. The hair.
Okay, so I got my perfect adventure is Italy.
Me too.
Oh,
La
nice.
Dolce Vita. This legendary country is home to some of the most beautiful views, food, and wine in the world. Not to mention, it is home to some of Europe's best beaches. And let me tell you, that's something I always forget about when thinking about Italy. But I would love to go and do a tour of like the origin places of different types of pastas and spend time on the beach. Ooh.
And
This
Italian men.
This pasta and
Girl.
wine is bottomless. Italy.
Chef Boyardee, he's over there on the nude beach.
Anyways, I think I hear the music coming back on. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Wait, I got a different result. I got Thailand. You've never seen a capital city quite like Bangkok. with its floating markets, picturesque palaces, and silky white sand shores.
Nice. So we've all been somewhere.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
I do think that I hear the music coming back on, and
About
it
time.
is the theme song for the Carnival cruise ship, the Rowdy Bush.
It's Fireball mixed with Do You Believe in Love?
No, I think it's just Fireball, but the ship is on fire. But go call our hotline
Fireball.
real quick
Oh.
and leave a voicemail.
That's what they call Jay below below the waistline. Fireball.
But go call our hotline real quick. Leave a voicemail. 405-999-2242.
Woo.
And Beardos, the pier runners of Cozumel are late returning to the ship, so it's time for us to cast off. If you'd like to help us out, go and subscribe to the podcast so you can get weekly reminders every time we post a new episode. We also post on our socials every time we add a new sundry to the market.
And don't forget to rate us 5 stars and leave a review. Those reviews are what get us found by more listeners like you. Also, if just each one of you could provide me a Sazerac cocktail, I will be trash. But if each one of you could also tell a friend about the podcast, that would double our growth, and we'd appreciate it.
All aboard to our socials. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. Why did I become so Italian all of a sudden?
I was like, why are you vaguely European now?
Because I went to Italy.
And now it's not even Italian at all.
You can also check us out on other threads. Also, email us at beardsandsundries@gmail.com. And you can check out our website, beardsandsundries.com, to buy some merch.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. So, from Gilligan, the skipper, to the millionaire and his wife, the movie star, the professor and Marianne, here at Beards and Sundries Market. Make sure to love yourself.
Because we already love you.
Wow.
Bye, Beardos.
See ya, sailors.
Bye, Beardos.
Bye.
So much bush. And they don't maintain it, so it's super rowdy.